We've got 4 phones to test today. We've got the Xiaomi CC9 and the Vivo iQOO head to head. These are exactly the same price. Then we've got the CC9, which comes in a little bit cheaper. It's the cheapest of the bunch today. And then the Redmi K20, one of the best value phones you can get right now, in my opinion. It's the most expensive of this bunch, at least. So let's get right to it. This is a walking test. Light was pretty low at this point, so they would be having to boost the ISO, which can affect the stabilization. The CC9 is cheaper than the K20, so some of you may be looking at that one. Did you see that cool lightning in the background that the K20 picked up? There was a huge storm coming in, so I had to do this camera test quickly. The iQOO has decent stabilization from that Snapdragon 845. It's comparable with the K20 and the CC9, and yeah, that was thunder. The image from the CC9e comes across a little bit darker. I'm guessing the dynamic range on that isn't as good because it is a cheaper device. So let's check out the dynamic range. Check out the background and the foreground. How is it exposed? Because the background is so light compared to the foreground, it may be blown out. But I think all 4 of the phones are doing pretty well. All of the phones have an ultra-wide camera. This is it. Only the K20 has an actual camera for a 2x zoom. All the others, when they zoom in like this, are using a digital crop. We can test out that crop by going from the ultra-wide in all of the cameras through to the main sensor through to 10x zoom. This is 10x zoom on the K20. The CC9 only has 8x digital zoom. That's the max it can go to. The iQOO goes to 10x zoom, and also the CC9 only does an 8x digital zoom. Images on the iQOO seem really saturated. You might like that or you might not. The Xiaomi cameras seem to pick up a little more detail in that stone there. And also their dynamic range is a little bit better. Differences are very minor though. Going through to the iQOO here, I think it still gives a good looking image, and the CC9e, being the cheapest of the bunch, again, is really good. But you can tell the CC9e is the cheapest because the dynamic range overall isn't as good as the other phones. But like I said, differences are really minor. It's amazing the camera quality you get even from budget phones these days. This is portrait mode, and I think the K20 took a really good shot. The CC9 also did, although the iQOO didn't seem to blur out the background as much as the Xiaomi phones did, and the CC9 struggled as well compared to the more expensive phones. By the time I was taking some selfies, it was really dark. The storm was moving in, so all of these did a really good job at lightening up the image. And my skin is really smooth. You can tell there are beauty modes and softening going on, but I think they look good. And the second I stopped taking those selfies, it poured with rain. I had to take cover under this tree. The CC9's image looks a little bit soft. The K20's a little bit punchier. The iQOO's roughly the same. And the CC9e again takes quite a dark image. Differences are minor, but just to let you know that it was really dark. It was a big thunderstorm, so all the phones did well at brightening up the image. This image would have looked a lot better if I had used night mode, so I switched to night mode just because it was so dark, and I think we get some much better looking images when using the night mode on these phones. And wow, yeah, I really like Xiaomi's night mode. It gives a really cool look. Going through to the CC9 here, I think it's better than the CC9e, and the K20 just looks so cool. If you compare that to the iQOO, I don't think the iQOO is as punchy as the K20. Let's just switch between them. You can see the K20 just gives a really cool looking night mode. It really excels at this time of day with low light. So then I went back home and took some selfies. You get Memojis on the CC9 and the CC9e. I was pleasantly surprised with the Vivo iQOO actually, because it's not marketed as a camera phone. It's marketed as a gaming phone that has cameras, but I thought it held up pretty well against the other phones. That's because it has a better processor than the CC9 and the CC9e. The K20 is the most expensive phone on this list, and it is that way because of the all-round package that it gives you. I tend to lean towards the Xiaomi images a bit more, but to be honest, they are pretty comparable, and I'd be happy paying the price for these phones for those images.